I'm Casey Droege. I started a company called Casey Droege Cultural Productions in 2016, and it started as a company that was focused on delivering arts programming to the public and also art consulting services. And it's grown now. The art consulting services is rebranded as the Art Supply Company. Casey Droege Cultural Productions still exists as the parent company. CDCP grew out of my own artistic practice, which was more of a social arts practice, lots of events and temporary sorts of projects that would bring the public together with artists in different ways. I was raised by artists who were busy trying to make a living as working artists, and it was hard at points. At the lowest of times, we were, without housing. It was difficult to get medical resources, things like that. And at the best of times, we were traveling the world and doing exciting things. So I have known always how fragile the arts ecosystem is and how hard it can be to create a pathway in that field. So I think a lot of what I was doing for myself personally was, trying to create financial opportunities, and it just became something that I try to do for more people than just myself now.
Starting to work with Casey really helped me get more involved with the arts community and kind of see what is out there, like in the city and stuff like that. So it's just been very rewarding, and it's been really interesting seeing all the changes and the shifts happening in the arts economy and the company as well since I've started.
For me, working with Casey has just been a real rewarding experience because she's an individual whose values are really clear and really strong throughout everything that they do. I find that the values aren't what shifts. It's just the work that is flexible to what's needed.
The whole basis of everything that we do is focused on building arts economy. And that can mean, creating financial opportunities for artists, for arts workers, for other arts organizations, galleries, nonprofits, for-profits. So we really want to funnel money into the arts ecosystem. So with both our public programming arm and our art consulting arm, that's the underlying mission to everything.
Artists are people who are worthy of livable wages, being paid fairly for their work, their materials, their creative genius. And so we want to create and support opportunities where that is able to happen. And so in the work we do, especially with consulting, it's about being connected to, whether it's interior designers or architecture firms, corporations, businesses that are wanting art for their spaces, and showing them how they can have high quality art that gives direct impact and benefit back to the community where they're located. Again, creating this kind of idea of a sustainable local arts economy.
So we offer a range of art consulting, but it's often about placing art on the walls in a building. So helping to procure it, helping to curate it, install it, and we're really trying to get our clients to utilize local artists as much as possible. Because again, we want to build arts economy. We want to keep that money within the region of the project as much as possible. We also offer project management services, which right now it can look like working for the city or an institution to manage a project that we haven't curated, but we're helping to, get the artists across the finish line. We talk about the Art Supply Company as our sort of arm where people can hire us to do things. And then with CDCP, the more public entity, the public program, the community-oriented stuff is a little bit more focused on passion projects. Those are opportunities for us usually to interact with artists a little bit differently. We get to sort of play around a little bit more.
Going out, meeting with people, visiting openings and studio visits to just try and keep relationships authentic. This is about building true community through both client, driven projects and then artist supplied work. So wanting to really make that true to our mission and our work every day.
Nowadays, I'm doing a lot of more design related things, and I am designing our journal, which is our online publication. It's kind of like a seasonal journal where we kind of just showcase what we think is really cool about art and why people should care about it, but also it gives us an opportunity to kind of get people to know who we are, but also know who our stakeholders are, and just tell people why we love certain types of art and why we think art is like a valuable thing that people can bring into their lives.
Right now, we have art consulting projects going on that involve buying art for 2 different offices, one located in Pittsburgh, one located in New York. We're placing art for an educational site, and we have an ongoing exhibition series in Wilkinsburg, and we have an arts residency program that will kick off in January. It involves inviting a writer, a curator, and a visual artist to come live together for a month and not produce anything. It's not focused on production, but instead about introducing these people to the creative community here in our city, in our region, and just sort of allowing them to explore and experience and see what comes from the relationships that are built and the experiences that they have here.
I'm not from Pittsburgh originally. I've lived here about 7 years now. And what I've come to observe is that Pittsburgh is a really tight-knit arts community. And being able to work for a company where relationships are really at the core of what we do, it's so integral. That has been so important to me as I've just continued to know more and more people and become really invested in how those individuals are able to grow and thrive. And I'm excited for how the art supply company could broaden that beyond just Pittsburgh. I think it's really exciting and definitely supports my interest in just supporting artists at the end of the day.